Ayan, kumusta kayo mga brothers? Ayan, sound check tayo dyan. Sana naririnig nyo kami ng maayos. O baka may gusto kong batiin.
Siyempre, binabati namin yung mga palagi nanonood sa amin.
Yan, syempre.
Mga kapatid namin dyan at saka yung mga lagi nagko-comment.
Tsaka yung lagi nagla-like.
Oo.
Shoutout sa inyo dyan po. And kung gusto niyo magpa-shoutout, comment lang kayo dyan para naman ma-shoutout. Shoutout nga pala kay Mami Ami. And
Bakit?
kay Mami Ami Suborowski. Nag-chat sa akin eh.
Ano sabi niya?
Yan. Sabi niya, kumusta na, nak? Kasi napanood niya yung natin eh, yung mga podcast natin eh.
Pinanonood niya.
Oo. Napanood niya yung isa nating podcast. Sabi niya, daw? Kaya lang hindi niya daw natapos, pero ang ganda daw ng topic kasi nag-isa lang daw siya sa bahay para lang daw siyang may kausap.
Ibig
shout out,
isa
Mami.
pa lang napapanood niya, dami na nating podcast.
Oo. Nung isang araw naman, siguro hindi niya pa na marathon.
Oo.
Oo, nung nag-chat siya sa akin, excite. Shoutout nga rin pala kay Aris TV, kay Syra. May bago na siyang negosyo eh.
Anong negosyo niya?
Clothing.
Ayos yan.
Clothing. Umorder nga ako eh. Kaya antayin natin. Maganda yung kasi mga about sa mga Bible verses, yung mga nakatatak sa damit.
Yung naka-print.
Naka-print about sa sa religion and about sa faith.
Oo.
Alisin natin yung religion about sa faith. At natutuwa ako kasi nakakaisip na talaga sila magnegosyo din ng sarili nila.
Actually, marami YouTuber negosyante eh.
Oo.
Tapos nung marinig nila yung YouTube naglundagan sa YouTube. At nung hindi kumita, bumalik sa pagnenegosyo. So madali kumita sa negosyo eh. Kasi rekta yung pera dun eh.
Oo, rekta. Araw-araw may po.
Araw-araw. Kahit wala kang views sa YouTube, basta may negosyo ka, may pera ka.
Ang kagandahan nun, yung negosyo mo, pwede mong YouTube.
Oo, yun ang maganda.
Pwede mong i-Facebook.
Oo.
Diba?
Para lalong lumawak yung audience mo tsaka yung potential na customer mo.
Yeah.
Kasi sabi niya sa TikTok bago lang yun, pero grabe, ang dami nang umu-order. Ano pa lang yata kami, 1 linggo, pero yung buhos na yung order eh. Kaya lang nangyari kasi, na-ban yung listing namin eh, na yun, na-ban.
Na-ban?
Dahil mali yung category. Gano'n kahigpit si TikTok pala sa category.
Grabe no? Pero nalilift din yun.
Hindi.
Hindi na malilift. Kailangan mo na gumawa na kayo ng bagong account.
Hindi, yung mismong listing lang naman ang naban. Yung account okay lang. Yung listing, yung halimbawa, yung produkto na ipinost mo. Dahil mali yung category nun, tatanggalin niya yun, ibuburahin niya yun. Kaya yung mga reviews nun, tsaka yung ratings nun, mawawala.
Para panibago na ulit.
Magpapanibago ulit. Yun ang nangyari sa amin. Pero napakabilis lang kasi kahit yung views doon, napakadali lang manguha ng views eh.
Oo. Kaya ang dami talaga mga negosyante na from Facebook Reels, nagpunta sa TikTok talaga, no?
Kagandahan pa sa TikTok, pwede kang magkaroon ng mga affiliate. Sila mismo tutulong sa yung ibenta yung produkto mo.
Oo. Mismong mga content creator sa loob ng application na yun.
Oo, meron na silang automatic affiliate. Kaya habang kumikita rin sila kapag i-promote nila yung produkto mo. Tapos may bumili.
Kaya tama yung sabi ng successful na negosyante na ang pinakamalaking daw, ang bibigay sa'yo ng pera, yung trabaho na kaya mong i-connect yung tao.
Yung maging broker ka.
Oo.
Hindi yung broker na sisirain mo yung sabihin, para maging middleman ka.
Oo, middleman.
Yun talaga yung malaking kumikita. Pansinin mo na lang sa sa trade, sa bigas. Yung magsasaka, maliit lang ang kita. Pero yung nagtitrade mula sa yung bumibili papunta sa marketplace, yun ang kumikita ng malaki. Kasi wala naman silang ginawa eh. Nag-invest lang sila. Bumili silang mababa, binenta nila ng mataas.
May bagbabagsakan na sila.
Yun. Yun ang trabaho ng middleman. At yun talaga yung kumikita ng malaki. Sabi nga ni Myron yung level ng pagkita, yung level ng una, yung physical, yung ginagamit ng muscle mo. Pangalawang level, yung meron kang mga tao, managerial level. Yung pinakamataas, yung communication. Nandun yung middleman eh. Salita lang ginagamit nun eh. Nakikipag-transaction lang yun. doon siya magaling. Pag doon ka magaling, talagang yung kita mo unlimited. Walang ceiling.
Unang-una kasi hindi ka mapapagod eh.
Walang kapaguran doon. Bibig mo lang, oo. Bibig mo lang gagamitin mo doon eh.
Galing.
Tsaka yung isip mo. Kasi hindi naman basta-basta may pag-usap ka nang hindi ka nag-iisip eh. Kasi sigurado.
Kailangan bago mo ilabas yung salita, inisip mo na.
Oo. Alam mo kung paano mag-persuade ng tao. Alam mo paano malaman o mabentahan yung tao sa pamamagitan ng salita.
Oo. Kaya yung panonoorin natin ngayon, malaking bagay yun para ma-improve yung skills natin sa pagbibenta.
Sa negosyo. Unang-una sa negosyo to.
Yung skill na to, actually, gagana to kahit wala kang produkto eh.
Oo.
Diba? Kahit wala kang sarili produkto, hindi ka gumagawa ng produkto. Kasi yung sarili natin eh, ano na yan eh.
Yan ang sarili. Yan ang produkto natin, yung sarili.
Ang produkto natin.
Yan ang pinaka binebenta natin.
Oo.
Baka isipin naman na binibenta mo yung sarili mo, baka prostitute naman.
Callboy yun, tsaka all girl. Bawal yun.
Hindi yun, iba yung pag-uusapan natin dito. Tawag nga dito ni Danko eh, one person business.
Yun. One person business. At meron nga pala tayong audience dyan.
Yun.
Shout out sa audience natin dyan.
Audience na live.
Gusto matuto.
Tama.
Amen, amen. Ayan, shout out sa kapatid namin na si Brother Johnny.
Buti pa si Brother Johnny, no? Makikinig.
Nakalang Brother Johnny. Ay, baka pwede mo naman timplahan ng kape yung audience natin dyan, no? Pasuyin na lang. Sige, panoorin na natin to si Danko. Eh, napakaganda nitong video na to, guys. Pwede siyang i-search sa YouTube. DANKOE.
Dali lang, no? Tatlo lang yung ano niya eh. Pangalan tsaka yung
Tatlo lang yung ano
last
eh.
name.
Oo, Danko. Parang ganyan yung mga Jejemon eh.
No.
Danko. Sige, pakinggan na natin to, guys. Ang title nito, ano? Ano yun?
One person business.
The one person business.
Business model.
Work less,
Sige,
earn
panoorin
more,
natin.
enjoy life. That's my motto. That's my value proposition if you were to go to my website. And success is counterintuitive. And that motto has brought me the most growth in my life by living by that motto. Because working less and forcing myself to try to work less and build solutions so that I can work less rather than just being like, oh, you can't work 2 to 4 hours a day. You can only work 8 hours a day. It's like, no, I can work as much as I fucking want to if I build the systems that allow me to do that. And it's just obvious. Working less leads to higher quality rest or more rest, which leads to higher quality work. And so myself and others that are on this whole 4-hour workday kick are usually producing better work than most of the people that are working 12 to 16 hours a day, just being the hustle and grind entrepreneur that is.
Diba? Ang galing yan, no? Yung sa negosyante, tawag nila dyan, less is more.
Oo.
Kasi kaya nung pinapaliwanag niya, kung marami akong oras na hindi ko naman kailangan magtrabaho, marami akong oras na pahinga, mas magiging productive siya.
Mas creative, mas marami
creative
kang maiisip.
Galing, ano? Kasi mapapansin nyo dito na lang sa Pilipinas, kung mapapansin nyo, kung sino pa yung sobrang haba magtrabaho. Diba? Sila pa yung hirap na kumita ng
Tama.
ng pera. Ngayon, para pala sa sa kaisipan ng mga yumayaman ng mga tao kagaya ng mga ganito, no, ipinapahay nila na lang, workless. Diba?
Kasi ano yan eh, more on pag-iisip yan.
Oo.
Hindi more on physicality. Iisipin mo yung gagawin mo na dapat yung gagawin mo, yung resulta nun, kahit konti yung input mo, dapat yung output nun malaki.
Oo.
Ganun dapat mag-isip. Kasi sa atin, ang isip natin dahil nga physical tayo mag-isip.
Kailangan yung input natin malaki.
Oo, kailangan yung input mo sobrang laki para malaki din yung output. Ang problema nga doon, dahil nga physical lang yung kumikilos sa'yo at hindi mo pinipwersa yung isip mo mag-isip ng mga bagay na dapat paano mo padadaliin yung ginagawa mo para lumaki yung result mo. Ang nangyayari tuloy, pinipwersa natin yung katawan natin kaysa yung isip natin na magtrabaho. Ang nangyayari, pagod lang eh.
Pagod talaga.
Tsaka,
pag pagod ka na, anong mangyayari sa isip mo?
Bagsak, may anxiety, depression.
Yun.
Yan ang mangyayari.
Yan ang resulta.
Oo. Ngayon, magmamanifest sa katawan natin
Tama.
yun. Kaya hindi totoo na kapag pagod ka, ibig sabihin marami kang ginawa or marami kang magiging result.
Oo.
Kasi, tingnan mo yung sabi na, yung pinag-aaralan lang natin dito na ang power, hindi talaga siya physical, spiritual siya. Ibig sabihin, kung spiritual ang power, hindi nauubos yung enerhiya sa katawan. Ngayon, paano mo magagawa na hindi maubos yung enerhiya mo? Ilagay mo lang enerhiya mo sa mga mas kapaki-pakinabang
Yun.
na bagay na doon ka talaga mag-grow.
Magiging productive.
Oo. Kasi, aanin mo nga yung sobrang trabaho mo, pero napakaliit naman ang result mo, ng kita mo. Sabihin natin kita, diba?
Oo.
8 hours.
12 to 16.
8 hours, kikita ka lang ng 500 a day. Tapos hindi lumalaki yun. Diba? Samantalang yung mga nagtatrabaho, isang oras lang, 1,000. Kumikita ng isang
Meron nga,
oras.
minuto lang eh.
Minuto lang, 10,000.
10,000, oo.
Diba? Ngayon, paano mo magagawa yun? Kailangan gamitin mo yung isip mo.
Tama.
Hindi yung katawan na gagamitin mo. Gamitin mo muna ng gusto yung isip mo. Paano ka makakita ng mga ganong klase ng resulta? Kasi kung hindi, lalo na sa pagbabasa ng libro, isip ang ginagamit dyan eh. Kung nananatili ka lang sa traditional na kung ano yung itinuro sa'yo, na kailangan magtrabaho ka, magpagod ka, para kumita ka ng malaki. Kung yun lang lagi ang pakikinggan mo, hindi mo gagamit yung isip mo na meron ba ibang paraan, hindi ka makakaalis. Magiging kagaya mo rin yung 99% ng mga tao.
Oo. Meron nga akong napanood na podcast, in-interview siya. Tinanong siya kung magkano, kasi nasa Dubai siya. Tinanong siya magkano kinikita niya sa sa isang araw. Sabi niya, kinikita na daw niya $1 million isang dolyar. $1 milyong dolyar isang araw. Sabi niya, that's insane, bro.
30 M yun, isang buwan, no?
Isang araw lang niya kinikita yun, ah. Pero sabi niya, maliit pa yun. Doon sa mga kakilala kong kumikita ng billion araw-araw. Gawin mo billion araw-araw ang kinikita. Grabe.
Hindi kasi natin naririnig araw-araw
Hindi naririnig araw-araw.
Di ba? Lalo na kung hindi ka naman aware na merong ganong taong kumikita.
Pag narinig mo yun, imposible.
Oo.
Ibig sabihin, yung
kaagad,
isip mo kaagad.
kukontra ka agad yung isip mo kasi hindi mo normal yun eh.
Oo. Pero kung alam mo, aware ka sa mga ganong bagay na posible yun, ibig sabihin, kaya.
Oo, kaya.
Achievable. Galing. Kaya nung maano ko ibig sabihin, napakalaki ng asset, no?
Oo, tama. Kasi may tinatawag nga sila na narinig ko rin to sa mga Filipino speaker, no? Tinatawag nilang psychological wallet.
Yun, oo, narinig ko na
Kapag
rin.
nakarinig ka ng ganong kalaking halaga at nasindak ka o kaya natakot ka o hindi mo mapaniwalaan, ibig sabihin, maliit lang kasi yung wallet mo. Yung psychological wallet mo eh.
Sa trading, may tawag dyan eh.
Ano?
Mental capital.
Oo, yun. Pag ganun din yun, pareho din yun.
Oo.
Kaya kapag narinig mo yung isang amount na hindi kasya dun sa
wallet mo.
sa wallet ng isip mo, ay imposible yan.
Oo,
Ganun kaagad
imposible.
ang mo eh. Automatic response ng isip mo eh.
Oo.
Pero kung bubuksan mo yan na unlimited eh.
Ang response mo dapat pa, no?
Oo, ganun dapat eh. Paano? Diba? Para lumabas yung sagot.
Oo.
Para lumabas yung
Sabihin, maggaganing isip mo agad dun eh.
tama. Sabi nga ni Robert Kiyosaki, pagka statement ang sinasabi mo, pasara. Pero pagka patanong yung statement mo, pabukas yun eh. Lahat ng opportunity makikita mo.
Oo, galing. Sige, tuloy natin.
That is a bit to promote it on social media. So it's work less, but earn more. Earning more is subjective. It's up to the individual, right? I would say that most people want to earn more, but they want to do it doing what they enjoy. So that's another thing that I live by. Another rule where I have to build, I have to create a way for myself to do that and not just expect it to fall into my lap. So earning more is subjective, but over time, I truly do believe that anyone that has the dedication or at least the will or want and consistency to do what they enjoy for the rest of their life and make a good income doing it, they can do that. Why wouldn't they be able to? And then the last part of the motto is enjoy life. And that is usually a byproduct of both, of working less, resting more, earning more, and just having the time and location freedom to be able to do what you choose to do with your life. That's what I'm all about. And it's so weird when I see people in the comments or other things like challenging this notion. It's like, dude, like, do you just believe that you have no fucking control over your life? Like, yeah, you're not gonna have it right now. It takes some time. I could go on about this all day, but like, dude, like, just believe in yourself. As simple as that sounds, just like work towards a better future for yourself. But the thing is, I also fell into the trap of wanting to live the life of other people. Beachfront views and the sand in my toes and a tan like David Hasselhoff sipping coconuts on the beach while working from my laptop, and that was until I experienced that life. I'm not here to kind of shit on the digital nomad culture. I think it's great. I really do think it's great, but like, who wants to do that? It gets old very quick where you're trying to work on the beach and you can't even see your screen because the glare from the sun. And it gets too hot and you have to
Ganun
really
nga yung ano, no, na-imagine mo pagka yung gusto mo yung
mag-relax
chill
na
lang.
yung trabaho.
Oo. Chill lang yung nasa beach ka. Hawak mo lang yung laptop mo, kumikita ka ng yung tamang kita, no?
Oo.
Kaya sabi dito ni Danko, napaka-boring nun eh. Kasi naranasan niya na,
nasubukan niya na eh.
wala eh, no? Parang ang boring. Kapag ka dumating ka na, sa umpisa, pagka gusto mo ma-experience yun, parang ang saya sa umpisa, siguro mga 2 buwan, gano'n. Parang gusto mo pa. Pero pagka tumatagal-tagal na siguro at sanay ka na sa
Sabi
gano'n.
niya nga eh, parang tumatanda daw siya agad eh.
Ang bilis mong tumanda. Kasi magiging boring ka nun eh.
Tama.
Di ba? Kaya minsan meron tayong mga hinahangad sa buhay minsan na kapag nakuha natin, ay,
Hindi naman pala.
hindi naman pala.
Hindi
Pero
naman
may
pala
mga,
kailangan.
ang nangyayari kasi doon, may mga taong nagmamarket ng ganun sa atin.
Yun.
Na ipinamumukha sa atin na maganda yung ganitong lifestyle. Tapos,
Yung kumikita ka ng pera habang nasa bakasyon.
tama. Tapos nung maranasan mo na, at merong awareness na ganito, teka lang, parang hindi naman pala.
Hindi naman pala ganun kasaya. No?
Kasi kailangan mo talaga ng isang, tawag nito, kailangan mo rin mahirapan eh.
Tama yan.
Di ba? Kapag ka hindi ka na nahihirapan, ang boring eh.
Tama.
Diba,
Nawawala ng value yung isang bagay.
Yung kwento mo sa akin na may tinanong isang magaling na forex trader.
Oo.
Paano ba, ano ang pakiramdam na isang kumikita ng malaki?
Oo.
Sabi niya wala, nakaka-boring.
Boring.
Kasi sa oras na ma-normalize ka na sa ganung lifestyle, maghahanap ka na naman ng mas mataas eh.
Yes, mas
Nandun
mataas.
ka na kasi sa level na naabot mo na, yung experience na yon.
Oo.
Maghahanap ulit yung katawan mo ng experience ulit na mas mataas doon. Para magkaroon ka ulit ng tinatawag na gigil ulit.
Yun.
Diba?
Ma-motivate ka ulit. Kasi parang boring na nga eh. Wala nang bago eh. Diba? Wala nang bago. Tsaka pag hindi mahirap yung isang bagay, sabi nga ni Andrew Tate hindi nabibigyan ng value.
Oo, tama yun.
Yung ako napanood mo na tinanong siya paano daw magkaroon ng mabilisang 6-pack abs. Paano daw eh? Sabi naman niya bakit kailangan mabilis?
Bakit kailangan mabilis?
Oo.
Oo.
Sabi niya, hindi kailangan mabilis, hindi dapat kailangan madali.
Yun, tama. Alam mo yung mga madadali, nakuha sa madadali, fake eh.
Yun, fake yun.
Tapos, tawag nito, tingnan mo yung, sa mga, yung mga nagtatanggal bigla ng taba. Yung artificial na tinatanggal,
Oo.
Tingnan mo, mga ilang ulit, babalik
Taba
ulit yun.
naman.
Kasi, hindi naman yun ang dapat mo tanggalin
Tama.
Yung lifestyle nung kaya mo nakuha yun.
Yung habit dapat
Oo, yun ang babaguhin mo, hindi yung mismong physical mong katawan. Kasi sa oras na baguhin mo yung habit mo, yung lifestyle mo, matatanggal na usa yun eh.
Oo, matik na yun magmamanifest.
Oo, yun sinasabi na Andrew Tate na hindi dapat madaliin.
Oo.
Kasi pag minadali mo, ganun nga mangyayari. Ang nangyayari tuloy, lalo pang nasisira yung katawan mo.
Oo, lalo nasisira. So, kaya napakalaking bagay talaga yung habit eh. Di ba? Na makabuo ka ng magandang habit. Sige, tuloy natin.
Sunscreen and you're like, I'm fucking thirsty, I'd rather just be inside working. And so, I don't know, that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, you have to go through trial and error to understand what you want. You have to figure out what you don't want in order to figure out what you want. But you have to understand that the glamour and the different lifestyles that people promote is for its dopamine, right? you're seeing something that you want, and then once you achieve it, if you don't appreciate it and make it a part of your life, then that is going to fade very quickly.
Yo.
The Wi-Fi connection in those areas gets old. The partying and the language barrier and doing the things that you see on social media as a highlight reel, they really do get old. And so the purpose of this video, I want to talk about moderation and sustainability, because we just talked about how some of those things, or at least the glamorous things, are not truly sustainable. So I want to present a business model that allows you to create your ideal lifestyle through practice, experimentation, and iteration. It's a way to make a creative income source with your skills, interests, and expertise, but it's not limited to people that already have those things. Business in the modern day, with social media and the internet and it being so accessible and low startup costs, you don't have to pay money to post something online and ask for money in exchange for a valuable service, like a freelance service or a consulting service, or even just a coaching call, or something that is very beginner level that you can then build up and increase from there as you gain experience. And so it's kind of a new path. It's a new business model because of all of the technological advancements. But the thing is that people still consider it taboo because they aren't in the game. It hasn't been around for that long, but it's here to stay. You're going, if you decide to pursue this way of like social media and digital products and digital services and all of these things that are growing and growing over time, there's some statistic about the education industry increasing by XYZ, and you understand that I am an educator, whether I like to label myself as that or not. Every single person on YouTube that is a value creator rather than an entertainment creator is an educator. They are teachers. This is a new method of education that college and formal institutions cannot keep up with because their curriculum cannot be updated to match something that isn't going to put them into a job, because the school system and just corporate government stuff is all tied together. They're training into one another. And so the internet, it threatens that because it...
Yung point niya dyan, grabe, no? Na pinapaalam niya na yung educational system natin na dapat mag-upgrade na rin. Bakit ewan ko kung
Hindi nag-update.
Hindi nga eh.
Kasi unang-una, kaya ginawa yung school system nung napag-aralan, nakita ko yan sa internet. Maganda yan, mapanood natin minsan si Myron. Pero nabuo yung school system na yan dahil sa industrial era.
Oo.
Di ba?
Oo.
Ngayon yung industrial era na yon, na lumabas yung mga machine, nagkaroon ng mga managerial na kailangan mo mag-aral para magkaroon ka ng posisyon sa isang korporasyon o sa isang kumpanya. Kaya yung mga estudyante, tawag nito, pwede mong ipakita dyan yung nagtayo ng educational board, si Rockefeller, yung sinabi niya na hindi ko kailangan ng nation na creative. Ang kailangan ko mga worker. Ayan, sabi niya dyan, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers.
Grabe yan, ano?
Diba? Kasi
kung wala kang awareness
siya ang gumawa ng General Education Board yata ang tawag doon. Tie up yan sa mga korporasyon. Kaya tingnan mo, parehong-pareho yung school tsaka yung corporation Merong uniform, merong ID, pareho-pareho.
Ito pa malupit. Kapag sa produkto daw, kapag maganda yung produkto, alam mo yung QA?
Yung quality, Anong QA?
Yan, quality...
Quality control.
Quality control, QC. Kapag maganda yung produkto, binibigyan nila ng A. Gano'n na gano'n sa edukasyon
Oo, may mga grade.
Sabihin, produkto tayo, no? Gumagawa pa lang yung sa educational system natin, doon pa lang pinoproseso, minumolde na tayo.
Ang tawag nga dyan, factory. Factory ng mga empleyado.
Ng mga workers.
Oo, ng mga workers. Diyan, workers pa tawag hindi pa gano'ng employee.
Hindi pa naman kasi mga awareness na pero pag nabasa to ng mga tao ngayon ko lang din narinig to Grabe pa.
Ano yan?
Para sa akin, hindi
matagal
maganda
ko
yung dating
Oo, hindi nga maganda.
Unang-una, sabihin hindi mo kailangan ng mga taong nag-iisip, no?
Hindi mo kailangan kasi pag nag-isip ang mga tao, hindi, wala na eh.
Wala na silang empleyado.
Kaya nga itong ano ni Dan ko, ang tawag niya dito, one person business model.
Yun.
Kasi hindi ka aasa sa kumpanya, hindi ka aasa sa gobyerno. Ang aasahan mo yung sarili mong abilidad
Tama.
bilang tao.
Bilang individual.
Oo. Kaya ano natin yan. Basta matatalakay din natin yan. Tuloy na natin yung kay Kwan.
Gives the individual the power to make a creative income on their own. And so the education around that from individuals on social media and course platforms and other things, you know where they are. The school system just can't keep up with that. So that's the main thing, is it is completely in your hands. And if you do not like that, if you do not value self-reliance or personal responsibility or just taking control of your own life, then this isn't for you yet, until you come to the realization that if you want true happiness, those
Hindi
are
niya
going
talaga
to have to become
sinasarado yung
values of yours.
posibilidad.
So if you're watching this or listening to this, I'm assuming
Nawala
that
rin
you
siya
are
sa
between 18 and 35 years old. That's what it shows on my analytics. I have your age, I have your demographics. I'm going to steal them all and sell it to private third-party software. I'm just kidding. I don't do anything with it aside from look at this. But 18 to 35 years old. And some outliers. I see you. If you're like 40, 50, you're trying to get into this space when you're older. That's fucking awesome. Props to you. But 18 to 35. Now, the problem is that most people don't see those 18 to 35 years as past experience that they can leverage to help other people. You haven't self-reflected enough to see your own value and the problems you've overcome, and that you are genuinely equipped with information that can help other people, that you can educate them on and just help them. So the first thing is that you don't think you have enough experience. The second thing is that you think you're too boring. You think your life's too boring, when this is the cause of social media and what we were talking about earlier with the glamorous lifestyles. You don't need a glamorous lifestyle to do this stuff. You need to be interested enough to make your interests interesting to other people. I always recommend starting with writing, like Twitter, newsletter, blog, even YouTube. I'm reading my newsletter from this. But that's the thing, you don't need to even put your face on the account. You don't have to do any of that. Stop letting the limiting beliefs. What I'm saying is the very first thing I said at the start of this video is that if you want to accomplish something, then you need to build a solution in order to accomplish it. If you want to start a business without having to show your body, then build a fucking business without having to show your body. Like, it's that simple.
Parang ganyan din yung sinasabi ni Arvin Orubian. Kailangan i-expose mo talaga yung sarili mo.
Oo.
Diba? Kahit hindi ka na magpakita eh. Basta i-expose mo yung sarili mo sa pagnenegosyo. Kahit anong negosyo simulan mo, basta simulan mo.
Basta simulan mo na.
Oo.
Ano yan, nag-umpisa yan sa desisyon.
Tama.
Kahit wala ka ng lahat, nag-uumpisa yan sa desisyon. Kapag nga nag-desisyon ka na, ito gagawin mo, mangyayari yun eh. Naalala ko nga yung kasi may mga desisyon na, ay, ito, magnenegosyo ko kapag may pera na ako. Magnenegosyo ako kapag ganun yung desisyon, hindi desisyon yun eh.
Tama.
Diba? Kaya pag nagdesisyon ka, ano man ang meron ka, kahit wala ka pong pera o kahit, basta, i-desisyon mo yan. Na, kung gusto mo magtayo ng negosyo, sabihin mo lang, gusto ko magnegosyo.
Oo.
Kasi,
mo agad.
Aksyonan mo kahit anong aksyon, mag-umpisa ka agad, humakbang ka. Kasi dun sa paghakbong mo na yun, makakita ka kaagad ng opportunity dun.
Oo.
Di ba?
Sabi nga ni Mark Zuckerberg, yung idea daw hindi naman yan lumalabas na buo eh. Palaging pa isa-isa yan eh. Hanggang mabuo mo yung idea.
Yan, ganda nun.
Di ba? Hindi yan lumalabas na perfecto. Eh, kasi tayo, gusto natin, perfect na yung pagkakataon bago tayo gumawa ng hakbang. Hindi ganun eh.
Walang
kasi
ganun.
parang tayo, yung inilabas tayo dito sa mundong to, hindi naman tayo nakakalakad kaagad eh. Di ba? Doon pa lang eh. Hindi naman tayo nakakatakbo kaagad. Parang sa negosyo, hindi mo agad basta makikita yung resulta niyan. At huwag kayong madi-discourage kapag wala kayong nakikita resulta.
Oo.
Doon madalas nagkakaroon ng failure kapag nadidismaya kayo.
Ano na yun eh. Papunta na sa quit yun eh.
Oo, sa quit.
Hindi ibig sabihin na wala ka nakikitang resulta, ihinto mo.
Tama.
Meron nga akong nakitang bilyonaryo Pilipino, sabi niya, ba't ka successful sa negosyo? Babae yun si Alice Eduardo. Sabi niya, hindi lang ako humihinto. Kahit walang benta o kaya walang, siya ng construction Kahit walang project, tuloy lang ako. Sabi niya, hindi siya humihinto. Ito kasing hirap lalo na sa mga maliliit na negosyante. Ang liit na nga ng negosyo nila, hinihinto pa. Dahil wala lang benta. Diba, hindi lang kumita ng isang buwan. Hindi yata matumal. Ganito, ganyan. Hanggang sa isasara na lang nila. Mag-iiba na naman. Panibago na naman. Ang nangyari tuloy, yung dopamine, kasi yung pag-umpisa, ang sarap nun eh. Mag-umpisa ka ng negosyo, ang sarap nun, gigil na gigil ka. Kaya yung dopamine nun, kapag yun ang naging kinaadikan mo, lagi kang,
masasanay ka na.
lagi kang umpisa ulit. Wala kang, yun ang sinasabi ni Dan ko na yung glamorous. Gusto mo kasi nandun ka agad.
Oo.
Tapos yung umpisa ka lagi na kapag wala ng resulta, hinto ka na. Marami ako nakikitang ganun eh. Na gigil na gigil sa umpisa. 1 buwan, 2 buwan, 3 buwan. Pagka 4 na buwan walang benta. Teka, ihinto ko muna. Hanggang sa hindi na babalik.
Ang
diba?
malimit pa niyan, pag may mga nangyayaring ganyan, tapos syempre, may mga kaibigan, sige, hinto mo na yan.
Sa pa yun, paikinggan mo yung mga yun eh. Wala rin mga negosyo yun. Mga quitter din yung mga yun.
Kaya nga eh. Syempre, doon ka makikinig sa Unang-una, syempre sa sarili mo dapat.
Oo. Tapos ang pakinggan mo, yun talagang mga successful.
Oo.
Yung yung hanggang ngayon, matatag sa negosyo. Yun ang pakinggan mo. Hindi yung may
Yung
unig ka sa
kapitbahay mo
kakalibo
na wala naman negosyo, tapos papayuhan ka pa. Ay, nako po. Oo, huwag ka na muna magtinda kasi maulan.
Nakatawa na lang kami pagka ganyan na relate kasi tayo dyan no? Kaya nakatawa pagka nakakarinig ka ng ganyang mga salita.
Kaya nga Ibis na gawa ng paraan na makapagtinda kapag umuulan, wala Bibigyan ng dahilan yung isang bagay na kaya namang solusyonan.
Para lang huminto.
Para lang huminto. Wala nga itong mangyayari talaga sa inyo.
Stop convincing yourself otherwise that you can't do something
Ayan okay.
because you're
Sabi
not
niya.
doing it like everyone else. And from my experience, the highest paid individuals aren't the ones with the looks and glamour. Those people are banking on sponsorships and other things, and they're not making very much money. I know that. The people that make the most money are the generalists. They aren't one-dimensional. They're multi-dimensional because they're the generalists that hire the specialists. Everyone tells you to become a specialist when that's the worst thing you can do. Why? Because specialists mean that you do X, Y, Z, you go A, B, C, you do a specific thing. You do a specific thing, and that is just primed for automation. It's being automated out left and right, right? You are not a robot. You are not, I perform this specific task with this specific skill because that's where you get automated, right? That you're able to be trained into that. You need to be a generalist and be able to move or
Mga kurso.
Di ba? Ang pinupunto dyan ni Dan ko, yung trabaho mo, predictable na. At kung predictable yung trabaho mo, pwede kang palitan. Madali kang replaceable ka.
Oo.
Yung samantalang sinasabi niyang generalist, napaka-flexible niyan kahit sa mo ilagay. Titira yan at titira yan. Ngayon, yung mga generalist na yon, sila yung nag-i-employ ng mga specialist. Sila yung nagiging employer. Kasi magaling sila alam nila lahat Na, di ba nga sa umpisa ng video na to, sinabi niya nung paano ka makakapagtrabaho ng kaunting oras pero malaki ang result. Ganun ang ginagawa ng mga negosyanteng magagaling. Oo. Ang ginagawa nila, kumuha sila ng mga tao, katulong nila para i-multiply yung ginagawa nila.
I-leverage.
Oo, i-leverage. Ang ginagawa nila, kumuha sila ng mga freelancer o kaya ng mga empleyado. Babayaran nila yun para yun ang gumawa ng trabahong paulit-ulit. Hindi na silang gagawa nun. Di syempre, yung perang ibabayad nila doon, yun magiging oras nila. Nagagawa na naman sila sa panibagong project ng mas malaki. Ganun yung dito, concept dito ni Dan ko na pinaliliwanag sa atin.
Galing paano lumaki?
Workfully and gracefully within a specific domain of interest that you have. So, I guess general rule of thumb is that if you work like a robot, then you are a robot and you will be outsourced to robots and your job will be replaced.
Kaya ang daming takot sa AI.
Oo, yan. Kaya ang dami takot sa AI. Kasi ganyan ang trabaho. Pwede kang palitan ng robot. Yung trabaho mo, mapapalitan ng robot, talagang mapapalitan ka.
Oo. Pero yung skills mo, talagang unique na ikaw mismo ang ano tawag nito? Meron nga akong mga napapanood sa Instagram na talagang pinopursunan nila yung yung pagtatayo ng company o ng brand na gagaling nga kasi ultimo yung alam mo baso lang ang binebenta niya.
Oo.
Baso lang pero mabenta. Alam mo ba yung mga nandun sa basong yun? Personalized, galing. Hihingan nila yung customer kung ano yung gustong sabihin dun sa baso. Tapos yun yung ipiprenta nila sa baso. Pwedeng pamigay, pwedeng pangregalo. May mga kasama pa yung baso, hindi lang siya baso. Meron siya mga stickers, merong t-shirt. Galing. May mga cup, pwede mong pasamahan. Then, sa ganung paraan, kasi napakahalaga sa sa tao na magkaroon ng mga personalized item. Alam nyo ba kung bakit malaki yung kinikita ng mga nagnenegosyo ng ganun? Kasi unang-una, marami mga mayayaman na nagsasabi na kaya kumikita yung mga mayayaman ng malaki. Hindi yung trabaho yung binabayad sa kanila. Hindi yung oras. Kundi yung value ng item.
Oo. Yung value ng item at ano yung mai-experience ng customer dun sa items na yun. Kasi ang totoong binabayaran talaga ng customer dun yung experience niya. Kung ano yung may experience niya sa value na yun.
Tama.
Ngayon, kung kahit pa sobrang mahal niyan o kaya sobrang mura niyan, kung hindi naman valuable sa tingin ng isang tao yung ibinebenta mo, hindi rin niya bibilhin yun
Oo.
Tama yung sabi mo na kikita ka ng malaki, hindi dahil
sobrang laki ng trabaho mo.
O sobrang
haba ng oras
na trabaho mo. Hindi Kahit konting oras lang pero kung napaka-valuable nung nagawa mo na yun at tatangkiligan ng tao, kahit magkano presyo nun bibili nila para lang doon sa experience na gusto nilang ma-experience.
Oo. Yun pwede nyong gawing negosyo yun, yung ganun. Kasi marami kaming kakilala ng mga negosyante na gano'n. Kaya na Arvin Urubia, di ba?
Oo, yung niya, cargo niya.
Yung cargo niya. Mga personalized t-shirt yun, clothing. Galing.
Human beings should be able to change a diaper, plan an invasion, butcher a hog, con a ship, design a building, write a sonnet, balance accounts, build a wall, set a bone, comfort the dying, take orders, give orders, cooperate, act alone, solve equations, analyze a new problem, pitch manure, program a computer, cook a tasty meal, fight efficiently, die gallantly. Specialization is for insects. That is a quote from Robert A. Heinlein. So even more of a problem than not seeing your own personal experience as valuable is ineffective communication, because that's all people on social media are doing, is just effective and persuasive communication to make their own interests valuable and interesting, or at least perceived as valuable and interesting to other people. That is the skill that you have to master.
Yan yung sinasabi natin, di ba? Na kailangan ma-master yung skill na yun. Yung communication, yun yung paggawa ng isang bagay na makaka-relate yung mga tao sa produkto mo. Kasi madali naman humanap ng customer Actually, hindi mo naman na sila kailangan hanapin I-post mo lang sa sa social medias mo. Pwede na. Lalo kapag na-recommend ka, ginagawa mo ng content yung item o yung product mo.
Oo.
Madali ka nilang ma-reach out. Hindi mo na kailangan ng physical shop, di ba?
Yun ang kagandahan niya yun.
Yun.
Yun ang kagandahan yun. Hindi mo na kailangan ng physical shop. Nationwide pa.
Yun.
Yung customer mo. Hindi limitado. Kasi kung physical shop lang, dito ka lang sa Taguig, di mga taga-Taguig lang rin yung makakapunta doon o kaya makakabili doon. Pero kung online ka, maaari, ibang bansa, makabili pa sa'yo.
Is writing, effective communication, and also effective thinking, because writing is how you clarify your thoughts. The one-person business model has always appealed to me over having employees. A simple website as a storefront, a digital product stack with high profit margins, 4-hour workdays and potential $1 million years, control over what you work on and who you work with, hard to beat. The one-person business, in my eyes, is for those that value self-reliance, time freedom, and location freedom, sovereignty, autonomy. Just being able to do what you want and having enough money to do so while impacting the world and having a purpose behind your life. So one-person businesses, they use social media for building an audience, building a community, and attracting people of like minds, right? So they have leverage for the future by building an audience, because you see a freelancer and they just send cold DMs all day. Well, it's like, I build an audience and I can like sell different offers whenever I want, as long as they're helpful to my audience and they want to purchase them willingly. And so they use social media as traffic, and then in order to host their products or their content or even their newsletter, we use no-code tools, right? Which is just software. So a website builder, maybe a social media scheduler, things like that, where those do specialized tasks that other people got replaced from doing. Like social media managers as a whole are going to be outsourced to just software that can do those repetitive tasks at a much, much, much cheaper price. And so that is opening up room for individuals, for solopreneurs, for one-person businesses to have every aspect of their business managed without them having to do anything aside from oversee the software and add their mind or their creative ability to those softwares together in order to create a successful business. And so another important aspect of the one-person business is lifestyle design, because if you work for someone else, you have a manager, they manage you. But when you work for yourself, you can sleep until 1 p.m. But are you going to get your work done? If you can get your work done, how are you going to systemize that? How are you going to structure your days for both maximum productivity and maximum creativity? How are you going to design the life that you want to live through trial, error, experimentation, and just self-reflection and understanding the problems that are blocking your quality of life? So you have to understand as well that there is no saturation in a one-person business, because if it is a one-person business, it means it evolves with you. I used to sell digital products and I no longer sell them, because I evolved, I changed, I pivoted a bit, and I changed what I offer. I started a different business, whatever it may be. But that's the thing, is I desaturated that market because I can only take on so much, right? This is the one-person business model, is everyone taking their piece of the pie by doing what they truly enjoy. And if everyone did that, you would have to understand that every single interest, every single person is going to study different interests. They're going to explore the crevice of reality that they are the most curious about and distill their learnings to the people that want to learn about those things. And so if every single person was authentic and honest with what they wanted to pursue and their ability to monetize that, so let's say I want to start carving out like woodworking and selling cutting boards, right? And so I study woodworking, I study like design, kitchenware design or something like that, right? You can see that like your interests are not the only one that exists, because that's the trap that a lot of us fall into, is well, everyone's doing self-improvement, everyone's studying self-improvement, everyone's a programmer. It's like, no dude, it's because you're interested in those things and you're following the 500 to 700 people that talk about those things only, so that's all that's in your brain. You haven't broken out of that bubble.
Yun yung ano eh. Yan yung akala mo, yung interest mo o yung papasukin mong negosyo, akala mo marami nang gumagawa.
Oo.
Kasi, sabi dyan ni Dan ko, kasi nga, alam mo na yung gawin eh. Diba? Halimbawa, ano ka, accountant ka. Ngayon, gusto mong ibenta yung skills mong pagiging accountant.
Oo.
Eh dahil nga, ang interest mo accountant, eh yung mga pinapalo mo mga accountant din. Akala mo tuloy, hindi ko na ito ibibenta kasi ang dami na nagbebenta eh. Diba? Eh samantalang kung sabi nga yan, 700 accountant yung pinapalo mo. Billion ng tao sa mundo eh. Di ba?
Gasili yung porsyento na yun.
Oo. Tsaka hindi mo alam, baka nga mas magagaling ka pa dun sa pinapalo mo accountant. Kaya lang, nalilimitahan ka ng paniniwala mo. Natatrap ka dun sa, ay marami nang gumagawa niyan. Baka wala nang bumili sa akin. Kasi si ganito gumagawa na, si ganito. Pero kung iisipin mong maigi, ang ibebenta mo doon yung skills mo tsaka yung mismong ikaw, yung personal mo. Bilang accountant, halimbawa ako accountant, iisa lang naman yung katawan ko wala namang iba eh. Ngayon ko ibebenta ko yung skills na yun, parang ibinenta ko yung brand ko tsaka yung skills na yun. At walang makakagaya nun. Wala akong magiging competitor. Kaya kung yung tinatawag na authentic, yung unique, walang pwedeng makagaya nun. Kahit pa accountant ako, wala nang makagaya ng sarili ko eh. Ako lang eh. Di ba?
Iba-ibang individual eh.
Oo,
Kada individual
yun.
iba-iba. Hindi porke lahat kayo accountant, pare-parehas kayo ng skills.
Tama.
Kasi maraming accountant na maraming pwedeng trabaho na accountant na pwede mong dagdagan.
Okay, pwede mo i-innovate na hindi mo
Yun.
nakikita dun sa mga accountant na
Tama.
sinusundan mo. Yung mismong ikaw lang, ipakita mo yung sarili mo dun eh.
Oo.
Kung paano ka trumabaho eh. Wala nang ibang ganun eh. Wala na silang mapapanood na ibang ganun. No?
Tama.
Kaya nga, tingnan mo yung mga kagaya ng mga architect na may napapanood ako. Iba-iba rin yung style nila eh. Pero pareho silang architect. Kaya lang iba-iba yung parang kung sa lasa, iba-iba rin yung lasa eh.
Ang gagaling nga kasi marami ako napapanood yan ng mga architect. Hindi, doon na lang tayo sa mga arts. Sa mga magagaling
Hindi,
drawing.
pinakano yung sa mga nagtitrade.
Yun.
Sa mga forex. Kasi yun, pinanonood namin yun eh.
Tama.
Di ba? Ang daming mga nagtitrade na forex na magagaling. Pero kagaya nung si Ahmad,
Oo.
wala akong makitang kagaya niya. May mga nagtitrade pero pagdating sa siya talaga yung
Iba-iba yung strategy.
Oo,
May mga
iba-iba.
kanya-kanyang signature ng strategy.
Oo, ganun.
Ganun yun. Hindi porke pare-pares kayo accountant, pare-pares na talaga kayo. Hindi porke pare-pares kayo magtitinda ng tinapay, pare-pares talaga yung quality nyo.
Kung ganun ang mindset mo, sa'yo lang yun. Ikaw lang naglilimita sa sarili mo.
Tama. Sabi ko nga sa mga kapatid natin, no, nakakasama ko naman sila. Alam nyo, huwag kayong matakot na na hindi kayo bilhan. Ang dapat isipin nyo, paano kayo bibilhan kahit mahal yung paninda nyo.
Yun, tama yun.
Kasi ako naniniwala ako, alam ko ikaw din naman, naniniwala kami dito sa Brotherhoods na lalo na sa pagbebenta, na ang tao bumibili yan sa atin, hindi dahil naman sa presyo.
Hindi lang dahil dun.
Yun, hindi lang
dahil dun.
Merong mas malalim na dahilan bakit sila bumibili sa atin.
Tama.
Yun yung kukunin mo, yung emosyon nila, yung magkakaroon ka ng
Mas malalim na connection.
Mas malalim na connection.
Kasi tingnan mo, kahit pa ang mura nung nagbebenta sa'yo, halimbawa na lang, ang mura nung nagbebenta, halos ipamigay niya na, pero galit ka naman sa taong yun, bibili ka ba? Hindi, di ba? Ganun din sa ganun din sa pagbebenta.
Meron nga ako isang suki. Pasensya na lang dun sa kalaban ko daw ko, sinusulit niya kasi ang benta ko ng ng mga, sabi natin, benta ko ng assorted sa doon sa nanonood sa akin, 5 piso.
Oo.
Ayun, sabi nung customer ko, yung lang yan doon sa sabi niya. Dito ka lang kumuhatik, ako naman. Kasi ako hindi ko talaga pwede ibaba kasi alam mo na, mahal yung gasolina, ganyan.
Tama.
Sinasabing doon na lang. Sabi nung suki ko, alam mo sabi ng suki ko?
Ano?
Nailang kasi ako bumili kasi parang hindi naliligo. Parang hindi doon naliligo eh. So, yun na nga, yung isa yun sa mga factor kung bakit hindi mo kailangan matakot kung mahal man yung presyo mo. Kasi napag-aralan namin yan about sa price war. Statistics, mas maraming naluluging negosyo dahil nagbebenta ng mura.
Palugi yung ganun.
Tama. Kasi unang-una, lalo na inflation, napakabilis eh. Diba? Yung kalaban nila dyan, inflation. Kapag mura yung benta mo, ibig sabihin, maliit lang tubo mo.
Ganito pa nangyayari, Kung ang mindset mo ganun nga, na para bumili sa'yo, kailangan ibaba mo. Ang nangyayari tuloy, yung mismo mga suki natin, na-adapt yung mentalidad natin.
Yun.
Kaya nangyayari tuloy sila, pati yung mga binibentahan mo, oo nga, mahal yung tinda mo, baka nga walang bumili sa akin. Di ba, nandamay ka pa ngayon ng isang customer dahil dun sa mindset mong limitado. Kami, sinasanay namin na sa amin mag-umpisa na hindi irason na pag tumaas, wala nang bibili. Ganun kaagad. Kasi paniniwala lang naman yun eh. Limited mindset yun, limited belief yun. Yun ang dapat mong itapon, yun ang dapat mong palitan.
Tama.
Kaya
alam nyo, meron pa yan eh. May mga perspective terms na tinatawag. Kapag mura, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na kapag mahal, hindi daw yan expensive tawag dyan. Anong tawag dyan? Ang mga term na ginamit niya doon, expensive at saka
affordable, hindi naman.
Affordable. Wag mong sabihin na
mahal.
Na cheap. Kapag mura yung binibenta, wag mong sabihin cheap. Kailangan daw affordable.
Affordable,
Yun.
Sasabihin mura.
Oo.
Tama yun, di ba?
Huwag mong sabihin cheap yung paninda mo. Ang sabihin mo, affordable.
Ngayon, may sinabi ka pa nga sa akin, sabi mo na kapag sinasabi na suwi mo, ang mahal naman.
Oh.
Di ba? Anong dapat mo idugtong? Te, mahal yan. At
Tama. Tsaka,
dadagdagan mo kung bakit mahal.
Tama.
Di ba?
Kasi-
Sa pamamagitan nun, magkakaroon ng maipapasa mo sa customer mo yung mindset na, nga, mahal to kasi ganito. Di ba?
yung frequency na, o yung energy na nasa isip mo, yung
Oo.
frequency nun, yun yung maibabato mo dun mailalagay mo sa mindset ng taong Kaya ikaw talaga dapat ang pagmumula nung
Tama.
nung successful na negosyo mo.
Kasi negatibo na nga yung customer mo. Pati ikaw, maapektuhan pa ng pagiging negatibo niya.
Tama.
Yung isang ginamit ko yung taktika na yun dahil, di ba, meron tayong suki na sabi, ano ba yan?
Ay, ginamit mo yun?
Hindi yun.
Yung
Pero,
ganong concept.
sabi niya kasi, ano ba yan, palit na ng palit tong tinapay. Mahal pa ng pamahal. Sabi ko sa kanya, hindi palit pala ng palit dapat bumili ka na ngayon kasi baka sa susunod, mas maliit pa yan, mas mahal na. Diba?
Ang ganda ng tactic na yun kasi napakalaking bagay sa negosyo yung bibigyan mo ng urgency yun.
Tama. Hindi lang yun, no? Kasi mag-iisip siya sa mismong salita niya galing, tapos pinaburan mo pa siya, pero ang nangyari tuloy, parang natakot siya na, ba't sinasabi ko yun?
Oo.
Marirealize niya, ba't sinasabi ko lumilit yung pero hindi ko naisip na dapat pala talaga bumili na ako ngayon kasi baka nga naman mas lumit pa to.
Lumiit pa.
Diba?
Kasi hindi naman yan lalaki dahil hindi kayo bumibili. Walang gano'n na sa karanasan namin sa pagtitinapay man lang doon never pang nangyari na hindi bumili yung tao tapos pinalaki yung tinapay.
Tama.
Never nangyari yun. Oras na lumiit yung tinapay, ando na yun.
Oo. Unless na lumaki yung tinapay, siyempre lalaki rin yung presyo.
Mm-mm.
Yun talaga batas na kaligasan.
Kaya nga marami nagsasabi, yung gasolina bumaba na, ba't yung paninda nyo hindi bumaba? Kasi nga, ganun talaga
Oo.
Oras na mailagay na yun dun wala na.
Pataas na ng pataas yun.
Oo. Kaya kung magbebenta ka ng mura, mahirapan ka talaga.
Hindi, pwede ka na magbenta ng mura, pero wag kang ma-expect na hindi ka malulugi.
Yun.
Diba? Kasi ganun yung iba nagbebenta ng mura, ng mababa, pero ina-expect nila, nakikita sila.
Tama.
Diba? So, yun lang.
Tsaka yun nga, importante na pag nagnegosyo kayo, kailangan maligo. Kasi tinitignan din pala ng customer yun. Nagulat nga ako, sinabi sa akin ng customer ko Gusto niya daw bumili ka, naiilang siya. Bakit naman Para kasi hindi naliligo hindi mo rin naman masisi kasi bilad sa arawan. Kasi ako nakasasakyan naman ako. Sila naglalakad, nagbibisikleta. Kaya lang, napaka-importante din na kapag pagkain yung dala nyo, kailangan malinis. Ayun kahit mababa yung bigay niya, hindi siya nabibilan.
You're supposed to be exploring that and you're supposed to be creating your own unique perspective to further understanding in those areas to educate people in a better way than schools can do. So there are two paths to starting a one-person business with zero experience. And first, I want you to stop thinking of business as some billion-dollar company or something like that. Business is what you do. Business is your life's work. Business is the vessel to create your ideal lifestyle while impacting the world at large. So money is a modern byproduct of living with purpose and passing down your teachings. It's self-actualization and self-transcendence. It is a vessel for that. I like to think of it, there's mindfulness techniques and spirituality. There's Zen techniques for achieving this actualization or enlightenment. For me, because you're not supposed to become ideological or dogmatic about one method to achieving one specific outcome. That's not how it works. Business to me is that method of doing it. It's a way of exposing myself to the world, practicing mindfulness, clarifying my thoughts with writing, and putting out a meaningful message. And now we're going to bring up the experience thing or imposter syndrome here again. I just want to make it very clear that if you could go to your friend right now and you could teach him about something that you are studying on social media or in school or whatever it may be, you're more than experienced. You're already doing this shit. You just need to do it in public. So the first path is skill-based. This is the one that most people take, where the common advice is learn a skill, sell a skill, teach a skill, or however within that many, however you would organize those from 1 to 3. And this is great, but as I said, you don't want to end up one-dimensional. You don't want to sell only one skill so that way you're automated. It's a great starting point, but you have to be working to get past that, or else you're just going to be that freelancer that's making the same income, built themselves into a new 9 to 5, consistently on the verge of losing every single client, and just not having a backup or some form of leverage built, like an audience, to pivot and do whatever they want, and are able to pursue their genuine curiosities that are going to change and evolve over time. So path 2, the one that I like, is development based. So the development base is based around the 4 eternal markets. The eternal markets are where most people are trying to achieve lofty goals, but there are many problems in the way of those goals, and that's where the most money is made. Those are the profitable burning problems that people have. The 4 eternal markets are health, wealth, relationships, and happiness. So path 1, by choosing a marketable skill, usually only pays attention to wealth. But with path 2, it's just built for the business of you, the one person business, because you quite literally pursue your own goals, which is your brand, which we'll talk about. You solve your own problems as you are pursuing those goals by researching your curiosities that allow you to achieve those goals faster, which is the content, the information, and the value that you are passing down. And you create a system to help others do the same. So you self-reflect and you look back, how would I have done this better? How did I do this, and what results did I have? Now, how can I help other people step by step in a faster way get to those results? So you're advancing human evolution. You're helping people evolve and actualize and transcend much faster. And that's why I said business to me is this vessel for self-actualization and even spirituality and self-transcendence. And so that system, that step-by-step system, is your offer or your product. And so that is how you be yourself, improve yourself, and profit off of yourself. You may be wondering, like, but Dan, I'm just starting out. And it's like, you don't have to write posts or create a product where it's like how to make $1 million in 3 days. You don't have to do that. You have to pay attention to where you are now, where you're going, and how you're going to get there, right? So where you are now, you may have made $0. And so how do you position your content or your product? How do you position, or what perspective are you giving about yourself? So how do people perceive you, right? You don't write a post on how to make $1 million in 3 days. You write, here's how I'm going to make $1 million in 5 years. Yeah, I mean, you know, and then you give out your plan, and then people follow along because you are a leader then. And people follow leaders. You are positioning yourself as a leader. You're helping people achieve the goals that you are trying to achieve, and you're kind of leaving breadcrumbs along the way. And then
siguro napanood ni yung mga nakikita ko sa Instagram na may mga content kasi napakarami, lalo ng mga bata pa. Yung may day 1 sila ng pagbubuo ng nila. Business brand nila.
Habang magi-start ka, i-start mo na rin yung pagbubuo ng audience.
Yun. Kasi
kagaya nga dito, yung tinuturo ni Dan ko na hindi mo kailangan mag-umpisa na sasabihin mo, paano ako kumita ng 3 million, wala ka pang ang inumpisahan, di ba?
Oo.
Instead na gano'n ang i-content mo, paano ka mag-uumpisa, di ba? Kasi sa oras na gano'n ang content mo at merong mga taong gusto rin mag-umpisa ng gano'ng klaseng negosyo ang umpisahan mo, ikaw ang makikita nila at susubaybayan ka. Doon ka mag-uumpisa talaga sa umpisa.
Tama. Galing. Siguro nakapanood nila si Dan ko na gano'n. Kaya ang daming mga content creator na gano'n ang ginagawa. Gumagawa sila ng content ng day 1 nila kung paano nila binubuo yung nila.
Oo.
And then ang dami agad ng engagement.
Kasi nga relatable eh. Maraming nakaka-relate na gano'n. Yung gusto rin mag-umpisa katulad ng gagawin nila.
Ang kagandahan pa nun, pag pumunta ka sa comment section, napaka-positibo ng mga tao. Napakaganda ng energy.
Hindi kagaya nung pineke mo lang na gusto mo lang magkaroon ng clickbait na hindi ka naman talaga totoong kumikita pa. Para lang magkaroon ng viewers. Mahirapan ka along the way eh. Kasi hindi mo talaga alam kung paano. Hanggang sa mapahiya ka na lang, di ba?
Path 3 is both skill and development based, and this is kind of a given because when you start and you haven't learned any skills yet, this is how you learn fast. If you're going to start on social media as your way of generating traffic, then you're going to have to learn how to design a good profile picture, how to design a good banner, how to write a compelling compelling bio. You're gonna have to learn how to write social media posts. So you could become a Twitter ghostwriter. You could become an Instagram post creator, whatever you call that. You could become a video editor. You could design banners for people. You're building skills as you grow your business. And that means you can help other people grow their business and offer a freelance service so you can start monetizing pretty close to from the start. And you're doing it in such a way that you're actually getting results for yourself. If you get results for yourself in a real world setting, rather than just building out portfolio pieces and never getting paid what you deserve because you don't know how to apply your skills to someone's actual business, then you practice your skills on your own business. You build your own website. You build your own landing page. Maybe you build a landing page for an affiliate product to see how good you are at copywriting, because then you don't even have to create the product. You just build an affiliate product, build your own landing page, see how good you are at that, and then you can offer selling landing pages for $1,000 to $2,000 to other creators. You see what I'm saying here? All you have to do is just fucking start. So now let's go over the 4 pillars of the one-person business. So for those that want to do what they want and help the people that they can help the most, traditional branding, marketing, content, and offer advice is not going to fit very well. Because in the case of this one-person business that I'm talking about, in the next video we'll go over what a value creator is. It's a style of one-person business, and I'm breaking these down because it takes more than just one video to do. But in this case, the experience model that I'm talking about, you are your customer avatar. You are your brand. You are your niche. You are your content. You are your offer. You are everything. And self-awareness and self-reliance is going to be the greatest skill that you have. And those are the people that thrive the most in this one-person business model, is those that take responsibility for their future and help others get to where they're going. So to break down the one-person business very quickly, your goals are your brand. So what do you want out of life, and what are you leading people towards? Now, the problems that are standing in the way of your goals turn into the content. So what roadblocks will your followers encounter, and how are you going to help them overcome it? And now there's a lot more that goes into content than that, but that's a great starting point, right? And so systems, or how you solve the problem, turns into a product. So how can they solve their problems faster? Because that's what people want. And now the benefits. How has this entire journey impacted your life? That turns into your marketing. So why should they care about your message, right? Why do I write every day? And how can I turn that into a persuasive argument? Anyone who's studied marketing understands that benefits-rich language is extremely powerful and persuasive. So if I wake up and I write not only to earn an income, think much more clearly, systemize all of my other content, I could go on all day long, but you can go and look at those benefits and how exactly I'm doing this on any of my landing pages. So what you do, as I mentioned in a previous video on how to solve your own problems, or how to find purpose by solving your own problems, is that's exactly what you do. You pursue a goal, you solve your own problems, you teach others how you did it, and that's your business, right? And then when it comes to building out a product or a service that you can sell and relate.
Dyan, no? Na yung problema mo, yung sarili mong problema ang pinagdadaanan mo, yun ang negosyo mo. Diba? Kung yung pinagdadaanan mong problema, hindi ka makabayad ng kuryente, di yun ang gawin mong negosyo. Kasi, pag nasolve mo yung problema na yun, bakit hindi ka makabayad ng kuryente o kaya tubig, pwede mo ituro.
Tapos napanood yun nung ano.
Oo.
Pwede, ituro mo muna.
Tapos, dahil nga, tawag nito, nalaman mo na kung paano, syempre, pwede mo na siyang ituro ngayon. Ngayon yung pagtuturo mo na yun, pwede maging produkto yun doon sa mga taong kagaya din ng problema mo.
Tama.
Diba? Doon ka mag-uumpisa. Yun ang
May nakalagay nga doon, content eh.
Yun ang pinaka-umpisa.
Tama.
Kaya sabi doon yung goal mo, yun ang magiging brand mo.
Brand.
Diba? Halimbawa, kung ang goal mo, lumiit yung tiyan mo. Yun na lang, sabi natin. Kasi mataba ka, malaki yung tiyan mo. Kung ang goal mo, lumiit yung tiyan mo, yun ang magiging brand mo.
Yung fitness.
Oo. Halimbawa, ang name mo Kenneth. Kaya, idudugtong mo lang naman sa Kenneth doon kung anong
Kenneth Bifad. Di ba?
Oo, pag may Kenneth Bifad, meron siya idea. Ngayon, yun na yung brand mo. Di ba? And then, yung problema, yun yung magiging content. Halimbawa, yun na.
Solusyon.
Ay, yun ay magiging, yung solution, yun ay magiging content.
Tama.
Yung pag-exercise, paano mo gagawin yung pagpapaliit mo ng tiyan.
Tama.
And then, yung proseso nun, na ituturo mo, yun na yung product mo.
Oo.
Yung solusyon. Kung paano mo nagawa.
Yan yung system na
Ngayon,
yun yung step by step.
Oo.
Paano ginagawa.
Ngayon, yung benepisyo naman nung nangyari dun sa ginawa mo, yun naman magiging marketing mo. Yun yung magiging mensahe mo.
Yun yung magpapatunay na effective yung ginawa mong system.
Oo, para mas lalo kang sundan ng mga taong may kagaya din ng problema na pinagdaanan mo.
Galing na nabuod yun ni na-enumerate ng maayos ni Danko.
Yan yung one person business. Diba? Sa amin, tinapay. Kasi ang problema nga ng tao na sinusolusyon namin pag gutom eh.
Oo, pag gutom. Mga sakit. Anong sakit? Eh, maging nagtatanong, gamot to yung paborita, gamot. Gamot saan yan? Gamot mo sa gutom.
To that, then it just works out. And this is, of course, oversimplified. There's many, many nuances here, but if you take these foundational principles and apply them and figure out and test and experiment and do exactly what I'm telling you to do by figuring it out for yourself so you actually have unique and genuine knowledge on how to do it, it's going to take time. But that time is going to pay back tenfold, aside from you hiring someone to build your brand for you, because then you're just relinquishing all potential leverage and just power.
Isa sa mga paraan para malaman mong expert yung tao dun sa sinasabi niya, yung naiintindihan mo. Kasi ang liwanag niya magpaliwanag.
Oo.
Diba? Doon mo malalaman na na alam ng taong yun yung kung ano yung sinasabi niya. Kasi kapag naiintindihan mo,
kasi siya mismo yung nagpapaliwanag, naiintindihan niya eh.
oo.
Diba?
So branding is fairly understandable. That's where you work towards a goal, and that is your brand message. That's what you're helping people do. If your goal is to make $1 million, then your mission or your message that you can start with and iterate from is helping 1,000 people make $1 million by 2025, right? Who wouldn't want to follow that? So the next pillar, content, is where people have the most problems. It's like, Dan, what do I write about? So let me introduce you to a topic that I talk about in digital economics called the domain of mastery. So what you do is you pick 3 interests. One that makes money, which is almost any of them. That's just your priority interest. Interest 2 excites you, and interest 3 is development based. So like psychology, self-improvement, self-development, metaphysics, philosophy, something that helps you understand just the progression pattern of every single thing anyone could ever do. So you can have a unique perspective on those things by applying spirituality, principles, philosophy, psychology, that kind of stuff. And then when you look at this graph, you can break them down into the principles. So what are the fundamentals or the principles of each interest and getting results with those in relation to your goal. And then from that, you can break them down into other topics. You can break them down into mentors for inspiration. So the people that you follow and get your advice from, and then the connections, so the connections between all of them and real world problems, and those are all the starting places that you can start writing or creating content around in a way that is very effective and educational and valuable. So pillar number 3 is the offer or the product that you're creating. And no, you don't have to wait to start monetizing. I hate that stupid gatekeeper mindset where people are like, oh, you need to beat this experience to start making an income, or you need to start doing this to start making an income. It's like, no, dude, like you don't fucking understand. You're just gatekeeping, and you're trying to, like, you're not thinking, like, think a bit deeper, right? How do freelancers start making money?
Ganyan yung mga mindset na mga nakasabayan natin sa YouTube dati, no? Yung kapag napuna mo yung content nila, ang sagot sa'yo saka ako nagagalingan, Lods, pag na-monetize na yung channel ko.
Nakakalungkot yung ganong mga mindset, no?
Pag magbubukas ka pa lang ng negosyo, kailangan sa umpisa pa lang. Galingan mo na. Kahit hindi pa kumikita yung negosyo mo.
Oo.
Kasi kapag hindi mo ginalingan, lalong hindi kikita yung negosyo mo.
Tama. Nag-uumpisa ka pa nga lang, hindi mo nagagalingan. Eh di, tapos ka kaagad.
Pagsak ang negosyo kaagad.
they learn the fundamentals of a skill very, very quickly. They start reaching out to people immediately so they can get real world feedback. Next, they either charge free or very low cost because their skill isn't up to par to charge $2,000 to $5,000. And then they gradually work their way up step by step. And the sooner you start selling something, not only the sooner you can make money, but the sooner you can start failing and you can start iterating. The first product is always going to be shit. You just need to get it out. You need to get the shit out so that you can make it better, because you're never, ever, ever going to have a great product the first time around. It's just not going to fucking happen. Put an offer out there, build a digital product, sell a physical product, drop ship if you have to, start a freelance service, start a consulting service, whatever it may be. Put out content and just start getting the shit out of the faucet so clear water can flow. So it's like, okay, Dan, but what do I sell? So let me introduce to you what I call the minimum viable offer. There's minimum viable product, but an offer is like all encompassing. So the minimum viable offer is either a single freelance skill that you sell for $500 to $1,000. So that's web design, email marketing, something like that, where a single skill, it's not a crazy offer. You're never going to be able to charge $5,000 for that, but you have to start somewhere. Or number two is a single interest consulting service where you sell a pack of 4 calls for $500 to $1,000. So this is what most people do, and most people get off.
4 na call, 500. Pwede pala natin gawin yan, eh, no? 4 na call, $500.
$500, no?
May naalala tuloy akong YouTuber din, eh. Nagagalit sa isang YouTuber kasi nag-charge daw ng 5,000 sa pag ng AdSense.
Oo.
Di ba? Napakalaking bagay ba nun? Yung 5,000 para ayusin yung AdSense mo?
Unang-una, pag may nagbayad, ibig sabihin, posible.
Meron.
Di ba?
Ngayon, kung nalalakihan ka dun sa 5,000 dahil inayos lang yung AdSense,
ibig sabihin nun, maliit yung utang mo.
hindi ka siya sa psychological wallet mo.
Tama.
Yung isang kwento na naalala ko, merong engineer merong kumpanya na hindi tumatakbo yung barko nila.
Oo.
1 linggo na silang delay. Kung ano pinagagawa nila, sabi na. Ngayon, tumawag sila ng magaling na engineer. Hindi, pumunta ngayon doon sa barko yung engineer. Tinignan lang yung makina, tapos may pinukpok lang doon. Hindi, may pinukpok lang doon. Tapos sumandar na. Siningil yung engineer ng $10,000.
Oo.
Tapos sabi ng kumpanya, ba't ang mahal naman ang singil mo? Pinukpok mo lang naman yung
Saglit mo lang ginawa.
Tapos sabi ng engineer, yung pagpupuko dyan, libre. Pero yung experience ko, hindi nyo kayang bayaran yun.
Tama.
Yun ang binayaran nyo, yung experience na para maayos ko yan.
Oo. Yung kasi, knowledge.
Isipin mo kayo nga, 1 linggo nyo nang pinaghahalongkat, hindi nga gumana eh. Diba? Nung siyang inupahan nyo, wala pang ilang minuto, napaandar niya. Diba? Yun ang hindi naisip ng tao eh.
Tama.
Kasi ang isip ng tao agad yung pera eh.
Oo.
Yung presyo ng perang ibinahid mo dun sa serbisyo.
Hindi sila tinitingin dun sa value nung
yes,
service.
tumpak. Ito yung sinasabi ni Dan ko. Ito yung pinaliliwanag niya dito. Yung one-person business na ikaw, para maabot mo yung ganong mastery, kailangan mo maging magaling.
Oo.
No? Kaya nga, hindi na nagmamatter dito kung yung trabaho mo
madali o mahirap.
Madali o matagal.
Oo yun, madali o matagal.
Basta nagawa mo yung trabaho na yun, babayaran ka sa kung anong gusto mong ipresyo dun. Kaya pwede ka magtrabaho kahit 1 oras lang, kikita ka ng malaki. Yan na yung sense na sinasabi niya rito.
Oo. At ginagawa namin tong video na to para buksan yung isip nyo na posible talaga yung mga ganong bagay.
Yes.
Kasi unang-una, nagawa na rin natin noon. Dati, yung empleyado, magkano empleyado kinikita isang araw? 8 oras?
500.
500. Kasi nagawa namin dati, binabayaran kami, pag nagla-live kami, 1,000 isang oras eh. Imagine nyo yun. Ngayon, 5 oras yun. 5,000 yun. Sa isang session, 5 oras.
Oo.
Ganun kami magpresyo dati kasi yun yung value na na napagdesisyon na namin na meron kami kung ano yung value namin.
Doon nga nag-umpisang yung psychological wallet ko lumaki. Pero ngayon ang late na pala.
Ang late na pala nun, makakukumpara.
Kapiranggot na lang pala yun.
Meron pa kapag na ano, na
Kasi yun,
nabuksan.
5 oras mo pang trabaho yun eh. Meron ka na ngayon, kahit 1 oras, kayang-kaya mo na yung mas sigit pa ron eh.
Oo,
na hindi ka
kaya.
gagawa ng ganong katagal at saka ganong ka-pressure na trabaho.
Tama.
Di ba?
Kaya nga, kung, halimbawa, empleyado ka ngayon, nanonood ka, no? At hindi ka kumikita ng ganun kalaking pera, di ba? Mga 1,000, 1 oras, 1,000, 5 oras. Dapat mag-isip ka na.
Yun, tumpak. Meron kang hindi alam, kaya ganun ang nangyayari sa'yo. May hindi ka lang alam. Meron kang hindi aware. Na kapag naging aware ka sa bagay na yun, malalaman mo yung sagot.
Oh, hindi ka na makokontento dyan sa ano, sa pagiging empleyado. Kagaya yung sinasabi natin yung comfort zone eh. Ngayon kung katwiran mo sa amin, okay ka na dun.
Wala
Wala kang magagawa. Pero sabi nga ni Dan ko, kapag naisip mo, no, kapag nabuksan yung isip mo na ano, hindi pa naman sinasarado to ni Dan.
Subukan mo lang ihakbang yung paa mo palabas doon sa comfort zone. Oo, hindi komportable doon eh, no? Parang hindi ka sanay eh. Pero subukan mo lang minsan.
Tama.
Sa oras na maranasan mo yun, grabe. Parang unlimited kapag naramdaman mo yun. Yun yung enlightenment eh.
Kaya maraming empleyado ngayon, nabe-burnout na eh.
Get caught up in this. It's like there's some kind of stupid stigma around freelancing where it's like, yeah, I have to do the work. I can't just teach people about it. And it's like, as a creator, I hate paying for work. I'd rather pay you to get on a call with me and consult me on how to do a specific thing, whether it's a skill or not. If it's health, I want to be taught. If you're starting an education business like this, then don't do a freelance done for you service. Just offer consulting calls or a digital product. So, health coaching, fitness coaching, performance coaching, mindset coaching, life coaching, business coaching of whatever domain or niche you're in. Those are very broad. You can go a bit more deep into the sub-markets within those, like bodybuilding coaching or neuro hacking consulting, right? It's what you're interested in, and you can only find what it is that you want to teach
na yung
by
sinasabi
diving
niya,
into
pero alam niya ano
your
eh,
domain
meron
of
yun.
mastery or the crevice of reality that composes the interest you want to explore in this life. But it's not like consulting isn't only limited to those. I'm really surprised that like digital tutoring offers aren't more of a thing. If I learn web design and I want to teach a creator over 4 calls how to design a great website for themselves, I think that's a great fucking offer. And if I was starting out, I would pay for that. It's the same thing. I'll get on calls for 4 weeks with you and teach you how to write compelling emails. I'll teach you how to run Facebook ads. It's a consulting offer, and I think those are much better, much more scalable than a freelance offer. And so the thing why we start with a minimum viable offer is that you can start monetizing immediately. You can start reaching out to people in the DMs. You can write a Twitter thread or a post and have others retweet it and then plug your service. So you're getting 1,000 to, if it goes viral, 1 million views on your offer, and you start making money because it's traffic and it's offers. And so the other thing is why you start with this is because then you can start fleshing out a digital product and already have results for it. You can teach other people, you can get them results, and you can note the commonalities between like what you're talking about on each call, and you package it up into a course, ebook, a cohort, something of that nature that you can then switch to. And so you can stop taking on so much client work as your audience grows, and you can switch to a digital product and have more free time. And so that was just a broad overview of all of this one-person business stuff. I'll go a bit more in depth in the next video, but I want to get more people primed to this whole idea because I feel like it's not ground shaking or revolutionary by any means, but it is very important. So with all of that, like the video, subscribe for the next one. And if you haven't already, consider enrolling in digital economics. I believe when this video goes out, it starts next week.
Sinabi sa dulo ni Dan ko, yung concept na to, hindi naman to revolutionary. Noon pa to.
Oo.
Kaya lang nga, dahil sa naging slave mentality tayo ng mga traditional na kumpanya, tsaka mga traditional na kultura natin, hindi na natin na yan eh. Hindi na
Wala
natin
na sa
alam.
awareness ng tao. Nakalimutan na.
Kasi bata pa lang talagang ang programming ng culture matindi.
Grabe talaga. Kaya natatawa pa rin talaga ako pag napapanood ko nga to si panoorin nga natin to. Bigay ko dyan sa Ito, may papanoorin tayong isang no. Kung halimbawa na kayo magtayo ng negosyo kasi palagay nyo, hindi nyo pa oras, no? palagay nyo wala pa sa tamang panahon para magtayo kayo ng negosyo, eto, panoorin natin tong batang to, no? Meron kaming attitude na nakukuha dito sa batang to.
Do you know what happens if you release a zoo animal into the wild? They die within the first minute. It's because they're not trained for the wild. How do you think kids in 2023 is going to be any different? They're not taught about business in school. They're not taught even how to make money. Follow me for more tips like this.
Sinasabi niya dyan na ang caption niya nga dyan, kids are not ready to be, for the world. Meron pa siyang isang content na, na sinasabi niya na yung eskwelahan, delikado sa mga bata. Ngayon, dahil nga sa murang edad niya na yan, no, kung babasahin niyo yung comment section niya, grabe. Grabe. Sobrang daming tao na, na kumukontra sa mga sinasabi niya. Hindi dahil dun sa sinasabi niya, kumukontra sila dahil dun sa edad niya. Kasi wala daw sapat na karanasan pa yung bata para sabihin yun. Na hindi naman alam ng mga taong nagbabash dito sa batang to na paraan yun ng bata para
I-train niya yung sarili
yun.
niya. Kasi kung hindi mo man kaya na igalaw yung katawan mo doon dahil
Tama.
di ba yung bata,
Hindi pa kaya ng kapasidad
Oo.
ng katawan mo.
yung isip, wala namang edad yan
Oo.
Walang edad ang isip.
Limitless yan.
Yan ang hindi alam ng mga hindi nag-iisip. Di ba? Ang alam lang humatol.
Tama.
Kasi nakikita lang nila yung
Sarili nila.
na bata.
Oo.
Yung mga nagsasabi dyan na wala pa yan, bata pa yan. Kasi yun yung iniisip nila At yun yung mindset na naka-ingrain dun sa mismong belief nila.
Tama.
Na yung bata wala yang magagawa. Ngayon, yung batang walang magagawa, totoo yun. Lalo na kasi yung isip mo bata, wala ka talaga magagawa.
Pero kung ganyan yung isip mo na, at bata ka pa lang, what more kapag
Tama.
nagkaroon ka na ng kapasidad
Tama.
na mag-decision.
Oo. Kaya mga nagko-comment dyan ng mga basher, lang yan engagement talaga yan. Pamparami yan ng views.
Iniisip ko ka, baka tropa niya din yung mga yan
Oo.
Kasi kung mapapansin nyo
Parang marketing pang
tama,
yan,
marketing.
no?
Kasi ang marami rin nagtatanggol sa kanya
Oo.
Ang galing. Ngayon, tayo naman bilang mga nagbabalak magnegosyo, kung sasabihin tayo ng mga kapitbahay natin, mga kamag-anak natin na, pag nagsimula ka negosyo, babagsak ka niya.
Oo.
Trabaho ka na lang kasi, risky yan.
Sabihan ka pa nga wala ka namang experience dyan
Yan,
Kasi
isa pa yun.
empleyado ka
Hindi ka naman nagtapos ng
ng business.
business Anong alam mo dyan? Diba?
Yun nga yung logic dun
Tama.
Paano kami malalaman kung hindi ka mag-uumpisa? Di ba?
Parehas yan doon sa kukuha ka ng ID.
Diyos ko po.
Pong valid ID. Ganun ba? O sige, maglabas ka
Ano
na
ba
ng isang valid
requirements?
ID. Ano ba ang requirements? Isang valid ID.
Dalawa pa nga daw
Dalawa. Ayan. So, yun, may natutunan naman tayo. Isang makabuluhang bagay na naman. Kaya kung magne-negosyo tayo, huwag na natin hintayin yung mga validation
Wag na.
ng ibang tao.
Umpisa mo na, mag-decision ka na kung yun ang gusto mo.
Kasi, ganun din naman Lilipas at lilipas yung araw
Tama. Lilipas at lilipas ang panahon, tatanda ka
Tama.
Pagtanda mo, ilan lang ngayon? 65?
65 daw average
Iyaano ka na, tatanggalin ka na sa kumpanya. Pero kung may sarili kang negosyo, ngayon pala umpisa mo na, kahit mag 70, 80 ka na
Oo.
Nandun na yun Di ba? Yung negosyo mo, yun na yung bubuhay talaga sa'yo. Yun na yung susuporta sa'yo.
Kaya yun. May habol ka pa?
Wala na. Maraming salamat sa Diyos.
At sana naibahagi namin lahat ng ng mga sana na makadagdag naman kami doon sa mga nalalaman nyo. Ayan, at sana makatulong din tong video na to.
Oo.
Siyempre, kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe, please do subscribe naman. Tsaka pa-like na rin ang button.
Oo, para Kaya naman naiinis ka sa amin, di mag-bash ka rin sa amin.
Oo, baka naman kasi namimiss na namin yung basher eh. Ang tagal lang wala nagbabash sa amin eh.
Sa sobrang hindi na tayo nare-recommend eh. Pati sa mga hindi basher, di na tayo nare-recommend. Pero okay lang yan.
Oo.
Talaga pag nag-uumpisa ulit, tuloy-tuloy lang, consistent lang dapat.
Ayun, yun ang importante. Lagi kang nagpapakita. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat mga brothers. Adios.